Hi guys, and welcome to this new fun video. In this video I will be doing something exciting and I kind of want to give a little tutorial about it in the meantime without really knowing what I'm doing because I haven't made this before. But I think yesterday I saw the video of Mia Maples where she reviewed all these items from the brand Lacemade, and I like their stuff so much, but since I don't really order clothes online that often, I thought maybe I can make one of those items myself. And I scrolled on the overview and I saw this set, this 3-piece set I think, or maybe 2-piece set, but I want to make the whole set. And I thought that would be really cute if I crochet it myself. Although I'm not even finished with the previous project that I'm doing, and usually I tackle one project at a time, but I'm just gonna start it anyways. I ordered this wool, so I ordered like a silky wool for the top and maybe even a little panty if that's needed. And then I have this other yarn that is like a sock yarn, so I'm very curious how long it will take me to use it for the little vest and the skirt. So now I'm waiting for it to arrive. I think in about 2 days time it will arrive here and then I'll be able to start. I think I'm gonna start with the top because that seems like the easiest thing to do. So I'm gonna start with the top probably in about 2 or 3 days, and I'm gonna document that for you guys and probably explain what I'm doing so that it's also kind of a tutorial and you can make it yourself at home as well. And yeah, the yarn I ordered was low-key very expensive, so I hope I have enough yarn, or otherwise I'm gonna have to order more. But at the end of the video I'll say how much it cost me to make this whole project and then maybe compare it to the actual product. And I think the actual product will be a lot cheaper, to be honest, but I just like making my own stuff. I'm wearing my own overalls, by the way, that I made a while ago, but now it's finally cold enough to wear them, so I'm very happy about that. And yeah, I'm gonna wait for the yarn now and I'll see you in a bit, and then we'll start with the top. I didn't say this in the intro, but the tools you'll need for this top are a hook that fits your yarn type. For me that's 3.5 millimeters, a measuring tape, scissors, and stitch markers. The only type of stitch I will be using is a double crochet, slip stitch, and I'll also remove and add stitches, so that's everything you need to know how to do besides the starting chain. Also, don't forget to chain 2 at the beginning of each row before you turn your work because you're using double crochets. Be sure to fit every piece you make as well throughout the tutorial, because believe me, otherwise the whole top won't fit at the end unless you're very lucky. I would also recommend to first watch the whole tutorial before applying it to your own work. Hi guys, so my yarn has arrived after about 2 days, so let's open it up. It's from Brei Webshop, which is like knit webshop but in Dutch. Oh my god guys, this looks so soft. I have a few, I think four skeins of this yarn. It's like a silk and it looks so nice. I have already been thinking about this, but this is gonna be so itchy probably as a top, but I wanna try it out. Oh my god, and look how thin it is. What? Can you see it? Please focus. This is so thin. I'm probably gonna have to use my smallest hook for this. And then the other thing, this is so pretty. Oh, it's upside down. It's so pretty. It's a little bit thicker, but still extremely thin. And I love these colors so much. It's like a blue with a little like wine red, kind of like my last sweater I did. And I have, I think, 2 skeins of these, but both of these types of yarns were very expensive. I have 2 skeins of this one and 4 skeins of the silk yarn, and I think in total it was like 66 euros or something, which is so expensive, but I hope I have enough yarn, and I'm kind of thinking I won't, but I really wanted to make something with very pretty yarn because it's a very delicate type of design, so I'm so excited! Hi guys, please don't pay attention to how I'm looking because it's late at night and I want to go to bed. But I wanted to give a first update. I'm working on the back panel and I think I've been working on it for almost 5 hours today, a little bit more than 4 hours I think. And this is what I have so far, so not much, but I love... Ella! Ella! Okay, so I love how it looks. It's a little bit see-through though, so I'll definitely need to wear my nude bra underneath it. But I just love how it looks. I love this yarn so much. When I was busy with this, I was thinking maybe I could have doubled up the yarn and it would be a lot thicker, but also warmer, I think. And I want it to be quite light, so I really love this. And how I did this, I started out with measuring the circumstance, I don't know how to call it, of my waist. So I measured my waist and then I divided it by 2 and I used that measurement for the chain of this piece. But then as I was working on it, I noticed it became a lot longer. It gained about 6 centimeters in width, but that's actually not a problem because this is just on the top and I'll make the front pieces a bit smaller in width that way, and it will just, I think the back piece will go up to here and it will go underneath my armpits and it will probably stop here, so that's a great size to do the front part, if you know what I mean. But you'll see what I'll do for the front. I first want to do the back, and I think the back will take me like about 8 hours or something to do, because I feel like now I'm about halfway for the back piece, because I'm kind of like seeing how I want the front piece to be, because I want them to be the same height, the front and the back piece. So yeah, that was my first update. I'll probably continue tomorrow when I feel like it. I have plans tomorrow, but maybe I can work on it either in the morning or the evening or both. Oh, and I'm working with double crochets because I thought that would work up quicker, and I guess I'm right. And I think it looks very nice. I feel like double crochets can look so ugly. But I feel like that's especially with thicker yarn, and I feel like here it looks more delicate and pretty. Guys, my hand is starting to hurt. On the third and last day of working on my back panel, there were some plumbers in our house and Mona was really scared. Look how cute she looks in my closet. I stopped the back panel at 32 rows. But of course this will probably be different for you unless you use the same materials. I looked in the mirror and I used some stitch markers to mark the start of my boob at the bottom and where the front piece should stop in the middle. Like I mentioned earlier, when I started with the front panel, I did it a bit smaller than the back panel. I chained 30 centimeters this time. Let's hope that's good enough. Make sure to put your back panel on your body to see if you need to make the front panel smaller or not, like I had to do. Please ignore the background because the plumbers still need to be here tomorrow. So yeah, the background is kind of weird, but I feel like the background is always kind of weird in my videos because I'm always waiting until I have my studio space as an excuse to have a pretty background. But whatever, let me show you what I have now. It's now I think the 3rd day I'm working on this project, and it's actually going quicker than I expected for the yarn I'm using and the hook I'm using. So this is the back piece. I probably already showed you before this clip, but it's 32 rows, and yeah, I already showed you what I did. So I just started with the back panel and it's a lot smaller in width just because the other panel, the back panel, was way too wide. But then when I thought about it, it's actually maybe better if the back panel comes out a bit more like here. So now I started the front panel, and this will be the bottom part of the front panel because I want to do two parts for the front panel. One for underneath my boobs and one for on my boobs. And I will do, I think, 11 rows, like just normally like this. And then for a few other rows I'll add a few more stitches in the middle, but I'll show you what it looks like when I've done it. Just to have like that cutout shape a little bit underneath my boobs. And I really hope it will hold up well because this is a very flimsy fabric. So it's kind of, I really hope it turns out well. As to how I have the pattern in mind. Yeah, so I'll keep crocheting with this, and then I'll make a little floopy thing in the middle. And when that's done, I'm gonna start with the top part of the front part, which is like on my boobs. This is still the first skein of yarn that I have, but I'm also thinking to maybe make matching shorts. So I don't know if I'll have enough for both the top and the shorts, but I'll see, I guess. Still the same day, so we got quite a lot done, but I wanted to show what I have now. So I did my 11 rows, and then when I was done, I did a stitch marker in the middle, and then I added about 6 stitches to each side. Oh, I'm moving my tripod. I did about 6 stitches to each side, and then I kind of decreased. Why is my camera not focusing? Then I kind of decreased for about 5 more stitches, I think. 5 more rows or 4 more rows until I had this. And I have to admit, I actually don't really know how to decrease double crochets, but I hope it doesn't, like, it's not that obvious. But then we have this. And oh, by the way, I forgot to do my scalloped edges, but I guess that's optional. I forgot to do them on the back panel, so I'll do them when all the different pieces are done for the top. And then I'll also probably add scalloped edging at the bottom and also at the top of the other panel that I still need to make. But yeah, you can see here that the bottom of the front is finished now, and the next thing to do is the top. For the top part, I started with a chain that has the following width. I took the width of the bottom part and duplicated it by 1.3, so 1.3 times. That was the width of my new chain. Then I needed to do 21 rows, and on each row I added a double crochet in the beginning and the end. It's like a trapezium size eventually. If you have a bigger chest than me, I would recommend to add more stitches more often. If you have a smaller chest, maybe don't add that many stitches, or even leave it the same width if you have a very small chest. If you use another size of yarn, the amount of added stitches could differ as well, of course. This footage is so horrible, but I didn't have my camera with me. I was trying to show I added an extra stitch at the end and the beginning of each row. But again, this can change depending on your bust size and the size of yarn and hook you're using. My bust size is moderately big, I would say. Hi guys, I already did a lot behind the scenes, and I'm now in my sports bra because I want to show you what I have so far. And I'll also give you a big update about everything I've done so far. So this is kind of what I have now. And I have these little ribbons in the side, but I'm gonna make a bigger ribbon because I actually thought these ribbons were long enough, but they weren't. But I'm gonna explain that in a minute. So this is what I have, and I'm very happy that it kind of fits. It actually fits perfectly, and I'm so happy because I did it all like from the top of my head. But I'm gonna explain to you how I did it now. The last thing I did was work on this top part of the front part. As you can see, I kept increasing stitches at the sides, at both sides, and that seemed to be just enough for like my boob size. And when that part was done, I also did the scalloped edging. I'll first explain to you how I did the scalloped edging. I did it both on this top, on this bottom, and then on the back part, on the top and the bottom as well. And how I do the scalloped edging is I first start in the first stitch. You do a slip stitch, then you skip a stitch, then you do 5 double crochets in the next stitch, then you skip another stitch, and then you do a slip stitch again in the following stitch, and then you keep repeating that pattern. You could look up a tutorial on YouTube if it's too complicated, my explanation, but I tried to film it as well. So that's how you achieve these little scalloped edging. So that was what I did when I finished this whole top piece. And then the next thing I did is I took a little bit of the yarn and I put it in the middle of this piece, and then I cinched it so that you have a little bit of a cinched in middle, if you know what I mean. And I did the same with the top. So here you can see I have a little bit of yarn and you can pull it to make it tighter. So I did that both in the middle here and at the top. And then it gets a bit cinched in. So I hope you know what I mean, because I didn't film that much of the process. But then this is the front, and what I did next was I attached this part to the bottom part of the front with a slip stitch. So you can see it here on the inside. I did good side to good side, and then I slip stitched the edges, and then you can see what it looks like on the inside, and this is what it looks like on the outside. Okay. Stick with me. And the next thing I did was I started with some ribbons, but the ribbons that I did were way too short, so I have to redo them, I think. Here you can see the ribbons that I did, but I'm gonna redo them and make them a lot longer. How I made these ribbons was I made a very long chain, and then in every chain I did a slip stitch. I'll probably reuse these little smaller ribbons for something else, probably to make like a little ribbon on here, just like the reference image has. And then I think the only thing left to do besides making the ribbons for the sides is doing the straps. Oh, I'm making ribbons for the sides because I don't know how I would otherwise put it on. Maybe it would even be possible to put it on with the sides attached to each other. Maybe I can try slip stitching the sides together, and then I'll let you know if I can still put it on. But if it's not possible for you to slip stitch the sides, you can always make a little ribbon like I explained and use that to tie the sides together. Okay, I really hope you understood what I was explaining here, because I did a lot today, but our parents were here, so I wasn't really filming. If you have any questions of things that you don't really understand, please let them know in the comments and I'll try to explain it as well as possible. I slip stitched the sides together, right side together as always, and I could still pull it over my head and arms. It already fitted so good. I have been procrastinating this top for about a week or more now, because I had this like I showed you like a second ago, and then I was kind of happy with it and I didn't want to continue with it, but it wasn't finished yet. So today I'm gonna try to finish it. By the way, do you see my eye look? I did like a subtle green purple look and I love it so much, but it is very subtle, so I have to show you up close. And I'm wearing my self-made sweater with my Lucy Agnac overalls, which I love. The only thing left to do is, besides weaving in the ends of course, is doing a little bow on the front. And I made this with some pink ribbon and then this lace ribbon. This lace ribbon is from my apron before I transformed it. But I think I'll do something different, because I don't know if the pink will really match with, in combination with the vest I'm making currently to go on top of my top I'm working on now. I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. But you'll see that little vest in the next video of this series. But yeah, I made this. But I think I'll have to use another lacy type of ribbon because I don't have enough for all the things I want to do, because I want to use the lacy type of ribbon on all my clothing items and I don't have enough. I'm gonna look for another type of lacy ribbon, and then I might also use this instead of the pink ribbon. Like I said, I don't know if the pink will really match with the total outfit. So I'll just use this ribbon that I crocheted originally to attach the sides, but then I could just slip stitch the sides together, so I have this left. Also another one, but I don't know if I'll use that one. And then I also need to do the straps, so I'll crochet some straps. I will crochet like 4 different straps because I want to be able to tie them in a bow on the top. So I will need in total 4 straps for that. And I might also incorporate the ribbon on it, the lacy ribbon. With this yarn, I want to make matching scrunchies to do like space buns. And I also want to start that today. Guys, I just fell asleep. I haven't had a productive day at all. And I just tried this on, and like the yarn that was at the top to cinch it in a bit more, it just broke. So now it's not cinched in anymore and I don't know what to do about it, because I would put through the yarn again, but then I'm scared it would just snap again. So I don't really know how I'll fix that. I was thinking maybe of elastic, but you'll definitely see that. But yeah, in the 2.5 hours I was working on the straps, I made 1.5 straps. No, the 2 hours that I worked on it. I am so slow apparently. I didn't know I was that slow. But this is one of the straps and the other one is still in the making. So what I'm gonna do now is take this lacy type of ribbon, pin it onto here, and then see kind of what it looks like this a little bit. This is very unhandy because I still need to cut the ribbon like this. I think that will be nice, and I still need to make the bow for the front, and it's already being saggy, but like I said, maybe I can try some elastic because that won't snap. I don't know yet. And I'll then cut off the ribbon to the same size as this purple one that I just crocheted. Yeah, this is very chaotic. I'm not having the best day. I'll finish this top another day. This is like what the living salon table looks like when I'm next to it. This is actually not that messy yet, but it looks horrible all the time. Oh my god. I started the day with making a scrunchie. It took me 2 whole hours to make. I did a chain of 60 and 9 rows and then slip stitched it together around a hair tie. Next I needed to sew a lot of the top to finally finish it. I had this thread with exactly the same color as the yarn, so I used that. First I sew on the straps and the matching ribbon. I only did ribbons on the front 2 straps, by the way. I sew on different parts of the ribbon while holding the straps stretched. Next I did the elastic in the front to replace that yarn that broke. I would recommend to sew on as many places as possible because otherwise you'll see the elastic when you bow down. At the end I sew on the bow, which existed out of a string of crocheted yarn and a piece of ribbon which I had first sewn onto each other. And then it was finally done, you guys. Are you ready to see the reveal? Because I certainly am. Hi guys, you made it to the end of the video and I'm already dreading editing this video because I feel like I need to clarify so much as it is a tutorial, and I really hope it wasn't too chaotic, but I really feel like it was chaotic. But if you make this top, I feel like it's not really that beginner friendly, especially my tutorial itself. But if you do make it, please tag me. Ooh, oh my god, my light almost fell. Please tag me over on Instagram or I don't know, anywhere else, on TikTok or something. My socials are in the description. There are a few things that I would have done a bit differently on this top, or that I will change up later on. For example, you can really see the elastic here, but I want to sew it onto more places so that it's less visible. How will I show you this? Do you see what I mean? Like, you can still see the elastic, but I want to sew it on more places so that it's less visible. If I bow down, this ribbon looks a bit floppy because I sewed it on. I have sewn it on, I don't know how to say it, with the intention of stretching the purple ribbon. But when it's relaxed, it looks a bit floppy, but I don't know if I hate it that much. It kind of fits the vibe a little bit. But besides that, I would say this is like a 10 out of 10. Also, this lace ribbon is totally optional. If you want to add it to your top, you can also just do it fully crocheted. And that was it for this video. I'll be updating you with more videos in the future about this set I want to recreate. And now I did the top. It's a little bit more extra and different than the top and the reference image, but you know, I had to add my own little flair to it. Yeah, I'll see you in next week's video and I hope you have a good day or night. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by liking, commenting and subscribing. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Have a good day or night. Bye bye!